And now, yeah, I think now it has, because now I get another message that it is broadcasted. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Eleanor is coming. That's good. So let's, oh, I think, yeah, we are live.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, good, she's in. I the controls didn't pop up on my screen. I probably should start running it off the iPad or off the computer. I could always bring the laptop in. But...
Hey guys.
Hello.
Oh, Hello.
Hello.
I'm trying to figure out why I've got an echo. I mean, it's a really long echo. I know where it's coming from. All right, I'm going to turn off my connection to YouTube over here because it is echoing on me and driving me crazy. So. Well, I'm wrong about that because I'm still hearing myself from about a minute in the past. That's odd.
This is so freaky. It's like being caught in a time loop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, it's still connecting to this. Okay. I'm going to take this out of here because it's going to.
So Don, your picture or your video is missing so that the people on YouTube can see you.
I think it needs to figure out the echo first.
Yeah.
Technical problems. I got love them. Oh, it's bad enough when you have an echo. But, uh-oh. Well, yeah, it wasn't really much of a picture to look at. So, with me running around trying to get things squared. I'm still got an echo here. I have no idea where it's coming from. Let's see.
Oh, Maria, I realized you can greet people verbally now. So, as well as typing. So we can say, hi, Kara, hi, Lisa, hi, Cheryl, hi, Michelle.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. Is it still showing on YouTube?
Seems to be.
Okay. I found out what the echo was. There, and I've seen other YouTubers have the same problem.
Don, I tried something. I pushed focus for everyone so that they can see now for most you, even when I am speaking. So I think the people like more to see the birds than my face when I'm talking.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do when I finally got around to it, but the echo was driving me insane.
Yeah, obviously I can do it too. So
yes, I'm glad you have those controls. So okay, so we're set, I think.
Yep, they're saying they can see it on YouTube, so that's good.
And the birdies.
I can see Can see who I think is a Roman bird behind Don.
Yeah, the Romeo's back there. To Romeo.
Romeo.
Hey, Rome. He almost made it out without having to get toweled today from the aviary. I picked him up twice, and then he started running around on the ground. He can't fly. He's not going to get away. But he's getting better. He's letting me do his nails now again. So anyway, hello, friends. We're finally done with all the technical problems, I hope.
Oh, there's the Babaloo Bob.
The Babaloo Bob.
Hey, Bob. Oh, the threatening gesture. Hey, Bob.
Babaloo. Can he hear us? Is he like, oh God, it's the phone people again?
Yeah, for a short time he could, but he can't now. That's why he's looking so intensely, I think. As if he thinks there's something going on, he'll start doing his little song and dance, mostly a song. Right, Bob? Right?
It's like, I think I'll go and hide under my paper tent.
Yeah, he's got to have that in there. I don't like putting paper in there with him, but if he doesn't have it, then he can somehow manage to stretch his legs all the way to the bottom and pull all that paper out. So you have to give him paper, even though he's got to stretch his legs a good 6 inches. I have no idea how he does it, but he does it. Yeah, Bob, that's how Bob does it. Bob's a good boy.
Bob's a good boy.
The Bob and the Bob. Such a good boy.
Oh, by the way, Goth42 says that the plants are nice.
Oh, yeah, I'm still working on it. I get the grow lights working on it properly. I've got some extensions for those grow lights coming today and another extension cord. But yeah, they're good addition to the air of the room too, to making sure they're getting plenty of oxygen. So
they do that.
Bob, what? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Is Bob a good boy? Bob is a good boy. Bob is a good bird? Yeah, Bob is a good bird. Bob's a good boy. Yeah, Bob's a good boy.
So
Bob's a good bird. Bob's a good boy.
Oh, he likes to hear that.
Bob's a good bird. Yeah, Bob's a good bird. Bob's a good boy. Oh, what a good boy. Kisses, Bob. Oh, thank you, Bob. Kisses to you too. Bob's a good boy.
Oh, he's so precious.
So much better than the way he used to say it. He always used to put a
Falcon says YouTube seems to be frozen. With me, I can see Bob nodding.
Yeah, mine also looks okay. So Falcon, so it might just be on your end.
Has anyone else problems?
We're running about 70 megabits per second right now. We have a ton of bandwidth going up and about 600 coming down, so there shouldn't be any problem. But I love you. I love you. Yeah, he used to, the way he, I know I've said this before, but hi, Bob. The way he used to say, Bob is a good boy is with a question mark at the end. He was always doubting himself in his voice. Now he's firm about it. Bob is a good boy. Bob is a good bird. Bob is a good bird. Bob is a good bird. Yep. Yep. Good boy.
Good boy.
Bob's a good bird. Bob's a good bird. And he is one of the birds that's mated to me. And I've given a lot of... Bob? You too excited? Are you too excited, sweetie? You're climbing up. Babaloo. I put it on silence on my side, so it'll still be loud for everybody, but not as loud for me. Babaloo. 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 Becca.
Now stop crying.
Becca. 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 So, now imagine, he used to do this for 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Right, Bob? Yeah?
Oh, Bob.
You.
Bob.
What are you doing? Yeah? Is Bob a good bird? Becca? Is Bob a good bird? Becca? 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 Yeah, it's not working. I'm trying to deflect him a little bit. Okay, we're going to stop paying attention to Bob because it's got him all hyped. And then we'll reinforce it if he gets quiet. Now, not happening, but we'll try.
Does look so well behaved, sitting there.
Let's see what he does if I get up and walk around and look at the birds. Romeo hates cameras, so we'll see what happens here. Hi, Romeo. Romeo is sitting next to the, I'm not done with this. I have, I can show you, but there's that. That's part of the memorial. I'm going to walk around the place a bit, and I'll bring in the other thing that's going to go up there, but hangers won't be here till later today, but you'll get an idea. And it's Coco, and it's Coco, Peaches, Chloe, and Murray.
Oh, how wonderful.
That's lovely. Yeah,
The
those flowers
peaches,
are perfect.
flowers.
It sounds like Pippa approves.
Yeah.
She said that's right. Huh? Yeah, so that's going to be the little digital memorial over there. And someone has been looking, whenever Peach's picture is up, someone's been looking at this pretty intensely over here.
Oh.
And he's a little out of sorts over this whole thing like me, but.
Yeah. Well, Cecil had also had this experience with loss. He was once mated to Simone, and then Simone was gone. And now he's separated from Lorelei, and now his best friend Peaches moved on, and yeah, he's a sensitive boy.
Yeah, he was looking pretty sad in the patron meetings on, because you weren't there, Emery, but you know how on Thursday he just looked kind of sad and was looking over in the corner. He was doing the same thing on Sunday.
Oh, poor boy.
I need to mention too that if you are a member, you can go to the community page and get a link to join us on Zoom if you want to make comments or whatever.
Hello, Shuggy. Shug bird. That's my sugar bird. Hello, Shuggy.
Bird.
Oh, look, Shuggy has fluffed legs. I love when she does that. Oh, Sugary.
She's such a pretty girl.
Mm.
Oh, there's some more people in the chat, by the way, so we can say hi to Doris and hi to Susie Q. And there's also a question from Nisa, so at some point you can answer that, Don.
I can't see any of that word.
That's okay. I can read it to you in a minute once we've done the bedroom tour.
Lucy, what are you doing down there?
Lucy.
Miss Pretty Eyes, how are you doing? I don't think she likes this. I'm going to have to take. I don't think she'll mind having the plant over it, but I got to take this other piece off because it cuts too much light into her cage. I don't think she likes it that dark.
Oh, poor boy.
You can see so.
Yeah, you can tell he's not doing too well over this.
No.
Because usually he would come right up and want to, interact, but he's just not
And
doing
playing
that, so-
footsie and all that. Oh, poor Cecil, I know. Peaches was your friend.
Yeah, you miss your peachy friend, Cecil. We
No,
all
he
miss
should.
her.
Yeah.
So is Bobbaloo. He's also, you can also tell he's upset.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
maybe
Oh,
not
yeah.
that obvious to anyone, but when you know the Bob, you can tell.
Yeah, well, he's been sitting on me ever since it happened, which he doesn't normally do. Harass me, build his nest in if I'm wearing shorts, he'll try to build his nest in the shorts, or he'll go under my leg to try to build a nest. But he's been sitting on me, so.
And he was hanging on the side of the aviary and yelling bye-bye, bye-bye on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Bob.
And that one, he got down and was sitting next to Chloe the last time she was in the aviary. Just sitting next to her. Snowball. Yeah, you call their name and most of them and try to get a reaction out of them right now. And they barely open their eyes to their names.
Yeah, Cosy was looking sad as well. She was sitting in your lap like, where's the peach? She's usually here.
Yeah. He's been quieter than usual. He was getting a little wild and aggressive. If anybody walked by putting their tail towards him, he would go after him. But since she passed away, he hasn't done that. So you can even see it in Lorelei back there. She's just sitting with her eyes closed. Just.
Yeah.
You see it in Lucy too. I think Roman he's really beside himself about it. So, because he has been sitting next to her since he got here, and he, she never gave him any trouble, and that to him that's like the greatest thing in the world when another bird doesn't bother him. Oh, you gonna put your wings out? Are you? Yeah, Romeo.
Romeo, what a sweet boy.
Yeah, he's starting to let me do his nails again. Yeah, I've been having Debbie do them, but he let me do 3 of his toes on his right foot and his beak yesterday. So.
Oh, that's nice. Well done, Roman.
Then he let me carry him twice today, and finally he just tried to run off, so I had to throw a towel over him. If he sees a towel, he'll try to behave because he doesn't like to be toweled. So.
Well, he just said, "I love you. I love you.
I love you. Would you like a shower? Would you like a shower, Rome? Let me get the name on this thing. I mean, I would not use the brand name on the bottle because it says poop off, but it has nothing to do with poop. It's just a water sprayer. Would you like a little bit of water? Would you like to take a bath? Romeo? Would you like to take a bath? Whoops, it's in lock position. Here we go. Hello. Hello, Romeo. You feel better if you get a little bit of a shower?
That's right. That's right.
He was so afraid of spray bottles when he first came here. And now it's like, I love it. Hey, get me wet, get me wet. I love you, Romeo. There goes the tail.
Oh, there goes the tail.
I love you. I love you, Romeo. You big boy. I love you, Romeo. Hello? Hello? How are you? I got to be careful I don't water the electrical cords. Yeah. There you go. A little bit of a spray down for you, big boy.
Roman. And we still have the question from Lisa about her coffin, Rico. he flew on her shoulder and bite her in the ear.
Well,
was he playing or being dominant?
there's no question it wasn't dominance. There's no such thing. Well, my first question is earrings. Were you wearing earrings? That's my first question. Anything that would attract attention, something that's sparkly or something that would drag attention to the ear. Because if you do that with Lorelei, if you come in wearing earrings, you're going to lose them one way or another. But it's definitely not dominance. When they do that kind of thing, there's generally a reason for it. It could also be they interpreted something you did as trying to, it's affecting their mate bond. And so they're trying to redirect your attention. That happens, right, Cecil? It's hard to know without being there to actually see the event, but 9 times out of 10, it's wearing something sparkly on the ears or just the mere fact that you keep changing things that are there. You hang one earring on it one day, another on another day, one day without earrings. You're dragging attention to the ears. So anything that happens, it's sort of your fault. As in vis-a-vis when I shaved my face and Bob gave me an ear piercing, that was because I changed the way I looked. Could even be the color of the clothing you were wearing that day. There's a lot of different things that can spark that kind of behavior. But usually it's either mate territoriality because of something that's going on, or it's a sparkly or something, a change in appearance, that kind of thing. Because as you've noticed, you don't wake up and you look at your bird and it's wearing a different set of clothes and it's got earrings hanging off its little ears underneath its feathers, right? They don't do that kind of change of appearance. So when we do, it seems awfully weird to them. How you doing in there, Romeo? How you doing? Does any of that make any sense? Or?
So Lisa says that Rico has been doing this for 31 years.
Oh, well, then it's a game. There's
He
also the game.
So he was on his tree. Lisa was in the kitchen. He flew off her shoulder onto her hair and then flew to the living room. Oh, sorry. She's doing voice to text. So he flew onto her, bit her, and then flew off. And he's done this for 31 years.
Oh, okay. Well,
so he's a cheeky boy then.
Sounds like a game. Yeah, they play games like that. I've told this story before of the lady with the military macaw that used to run up like it was going to attack her feet, and then she would grab its beak and shake its beak and scream, because that was a game it liked. It liked you to shake its beak and scream at it. This is just something the bird liked. And she said, "See, I stopped him. I stopped him from trying to bite my feet." And I'm laughing. I didn't say it out loud, but yeah, that's the game. He comes over and acts like he's going to bite your feet so that he can get what he wants, which is having his beak shaken and being yelled at. It wasn't like she was yelling anything bad at him. She was just making loud noises. That's what he liked. It was almost like making a yodeling sound or something,
Mm-hmm.
We all know how much they like loud noise. So it's been going on for 31 years. It's a game, I would guess. The only way to know sure would be to put up a camera and just start recording it, and then spending a lot of time looking at each recording every time it happens and see if there's something similar between them. And as Dr. Friedman would say, 20 or 30 viewings of the event might give you a picture, and you might have to do it over several days because we tend to not see things. We think we see the universe, but like that little video that I have that's linked on all of our YouTube videos. It's 2 minutes long, and if you watch that and you don't realize that you don't see the world as it is, then you're asleep. It was really obvious to me when I watched it. It's called Who Done It. When I watched it and went, well, you know, I missed about 99% of what was going on there. So.
And the thing is, because we're, you know, because humans are primates and we see the world the way that we need to see it because of what we are, and the birds see the world the way they see it because of what they are. And when we bring them into our world, we have to learn how to see it like them because they're birds and they can't change. But as humans and the ones that are in charge of them, we have to be the ones to change.
Yeah, and we believe in things that don't exist. For example, money. There is no such thing. It's just a concept in the human community. There, you know, to them, it's a piece of paper and serves no value, other than tearing it up to make a nest. It serves no value. And
it's a
in honesty,
delusion.
Right, it's a collective delusion, and they don't have that. As far as I can tell, they see reality much closer than we do. But
oh, there's an update from Lisa, and she says that Rico also bombs her. He's a character. It sure sounds like it.
He does. I get bombed by Cecil, but that started when I separated him from Lorelei. Then he started like getting into position and bombing me, and it was directly related to that. I mean, it happened within a couple of days when he realized he wasn't going to be able to get together with her anymore in the aviary. He started doing that to me. So, wake up, Lucy! Hey, hey,
Lucy! Nope. Pop, 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 popcorn.
You know, there was a movie I had on for them. It's an old movie, Real Genius. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but at the end, there's this, it's just giving something away, but this whole house gets destroyed by popcorn.
Oh, no.
And I was thinking I had that on, and I went, I wonder what Lucy thought when she heard the popcorn going and saw it on the screen. The whole house just coming apart with popcorn. Popcorn.
Is that Jasmine in the other room?
Yeah, that's Jasmine. I'd bring her in here, but unfortunately, she won't sit still. She'll want to climb on these cages, and I'm not going to let her lose a toe. Yeah, she's upset because she knows I'm back here. I could try. Like, at least we can go in and see her. Go and see the Jazz.
You can see where Jasmine lives because I don't think we've seen her actually.
What are you doing in here, Jazzbird?
Well, there she is.
I'll try to do it. This is Tucci here. It's Tucci, the one that's blind in one eye. That's the Tucci bird.
Oh, she's asleep. Hello.
And then over here is Bella the Senegal. Hi, Bella. Yeah, you point a camera at her and she's kind of like roaming. I don't want a camera pointed at me. Come here. You can come out for a minute. A minute. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But she's excited.
You won't stay on my lap. I know you. But we'll try. We'll take you back here, but I know you. You'll go climbing up my shoulder. You do it almost every time.
Look at her crest up. She's so excited.
Of course, you know, I just reinforced her making that sound to come out. So.
See, she's training her human.
Mm-hmm.
One of her humans.
Baba who? Baba Lou?
The Baba who? Oh, Bob, you're such a cutie. Wish I could tickle the Bob. Tickle the belly of the Bob.
We're friends. She has not made it to me. Wow.
Oh, Snowball says hi. Crest is up.
There's a Moluccan.
Yeah, a pink bird. Oh.
You can see one of the pink girlies.
Yeah.
He definitely has
Bob.
thing for pink.
Bob got some additional bars to prevent him from leaving. Oh, Bob.
Yeah. The other cage I have for him would be small, so I have to keep putting that on to keep him from getting. I'm not moving him into a cage. That's just not going to happen. Hey, baby.
Your Jasmine caused a ruckus just by coming inside, and she hasn't even done anything.
What do you do? You're not going to go climb up on my shoulder. Now, this is one of those deals. I don't mind a bird on my shoulder. She won't stay there. She will get on my shoulder. She will leap up onto one of the cages and forget her foot. I think she learned from last time. She's not trying to do that now. She did that. She went right back to the cage. You have to be careful when you do something. In some cases, a bird will do a behavior you don't like to get you to move them back to the cage. And Tucci does one of those, trying to train the human not to do it. What Tucci will do is reach up and like nip you just a little bit on the face, just not much, but just enough to pinch you. And then the response has been their response is to put her back in the cage. And I think that's where she wants to go. So I said, don't do that. Put her on something else. Sit her on a perch for a couple of minutes and then put her on the cage so she doesn't get immediate gratification. Otherwise, biting the face will be her way to say, I want to go home. I don't think you want to do that, you know?
It's the same with kids, isn't it? Because if you send them to their bedroom for a timeout, then you're just sending them to their bedroom so they can play with all their toys there. Or you're just making them associate the bedroom with being punished, and then they can't sleep well at night and they won't do their homework and stuff.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's the same principles, exactly. You want to teach them to make the right choices on their own. That's what operant conditioning is all about.
So I guess if you're gonna do timeouts with a bird, you need a special timeout perch that's really boring. So you can just put them there for a couple of minutes and it's just kind of boring and they don't really want to be there.
Yeah, it's either a timeout perch or something. Anything that they're going to be in a spot where they don't want to be. You don't want to put them in a spot where they're afraid, but a spot where it's boring, nothing to do. Which with cockatoos is away from humans. That usually they don't like that. But I think Tucci, because she's blind in one eye and the other eye is a little on the blurry side, she's come up with some signals to do things that are a little different, So, but each one of them is a study of one, so you never know what they're going to come up with. And this one I am working with the other two in the house to not reinforce that loud call that I just reinforced. And that's another thing too. You can make mistakes. You can fix them if you have the tools. But if you're somebody who doesn't know anything about training and you make mistakes, it's really hard to step backwards. Because you don't really see the cause of what made it happen.
Yeah, if you train something, if you can train it, you can untrain it, but you have to know how you trained it in order to know how to untrain it.
And sometimes when working with autistic children, which is where operant conditioning was first used to great effect, it can take days to figure out why they're doing some really strange behavior. Like the kid that liked to be handcuffed. I mean, it's just, and nobody could figure that out. They didn't realize the child did not want to have its hands free. So whenever they took the handcuffs off, the child would beat itself in the face. This little boy would just beat himself. And they had to bring in somebody who had skills in ABA to look through a two-way mirror and watch. And it took them 2 days to figure it out. But within a week, they had this little kid in a restaurant eating, and the only thing they had to do is tie one hand to part of the table with a piece of really thin sewing thread. It worked him down from handcuffs to plastic cuffs down to sewing thread. Just
look how Cossie's looking over.
I've got somebody out, and it should be you. Is that what you're saying, Cos?
And Snowball is looking over to the Cossie. No, he's eating.
But if I was petting Cause the way I'm petting her, Cause would be vibrating. It'd be on another planet. That would be really costly. She's made it to me. Bob has made it to me. Pippa's made it to me. That was an instant. I didn't do anything. She just took one look at me and said, "That's my guy." No clue why. Because if I were looking in the mirror, I wouldn't make that decision. I wouldn't say that's me. That's my guy.
She knew you were a fellow Apple enthusiast.
Yeah,
apparently.
You have this fancy Steve Jobs poster.
Oh, by the way,
Lucy.
Oh, I was just going to say that there's a nice quote from Goth42 who says, "To understand an animal, you have to interview them in their own language," by Robert Sapolsky. So I thought that was a good one. And also, there's a question from Lisa, and she wants to know what caused Tucci to go blind.
We don't know. We only have best guesses, and she's been to the animal eye doctor, who's now retired. Dr. Meredith was great, but best guess is that Tucci was a wild caught, and so she's over 35 years old. And a lot of these wild caughts were thrown into bags together, and the nails. The one bird would go into the eyes of others, and so some of them went blind. Some of them had patches like Murray had, the African gray we had patches of the retina that were missing. That was from being thrown into a bag and from the wild, and it brought into the U.S. illegally. So that's the best guess. The other eye seems to have a it's almost like a keratin growth over the sheath of the eye, the actual cornea. So they have to put fluoroprofen in the eyes twice a day to try to protect that eye, to protect it. Both eyes get it to keep them healthy, but the one eye especially. So to try to make sure she doesn't go blind. There is an operation to correct that problem if it gets to that point, but unfortunately, Dr. Meredith is retired, and I don't have. I'm gonna have to look for another eye doctor. That's about a $3,000 operation, but I'm sure that we'll get it done when the time comes. So, and the outcomes on those are quite good. The other eye is gone. There's no way to fix it. The retina's actually been destroyed, so. That's why we think it was a nail that went into the eye, but it was certainly something that penetrated the eye and damaged the retina itself.
That must have been quite horrible.
Yeah, things humans do to make a buck, I tell you. You having fun watching? Our little pink voyeur up here, Snowball. He was just chattering away this morning when I came in here. Snowball, Snowball. Good boy, good boy. What you doing? He was going all over. Weren't you? Yeah. He's a sweet bird, boy. You can sit with him. He would let you sit and he would snuggle you for hours. You definitely don't want to do that with a bird, but I get my 5 minutes in a couple times a week. You don't want to spend too much time snuggling with any of them. You don't want to get them mate bonded. There's another reason you don't want a bird mate bonded to you, because if you really feel that mate bond personally and something happens to that bird,
then it's tough.
It's difficult to overcome that feeling of loss.
I don't know if this is the moment, but I just thought of a really terrible joke.
No, go ahead.
So if you snuggle the snowball, does he melt into your arms?
Oh, yeah, he does. And this is the one that plays with frisbees, so he's really athletic. He walks upside down in the aviary, but if there's no other birds around and you put him on, you pick him up or you sit down with him, he's right up under your chin and he just snuggles. And he's never tried to form a mate bond with anybody after Chloe. So he likes to watch them, the serum cockatoos, but he doesn't. He's not tried to form a mate bond.
I guess if they've had a mate bond with another bird, they wouldn't really be interested in a human.
Well, it's not just a human. I mean, there's Lucy here. There's Cause, and he's not showing any interest in any other of his species. He wouldn't mess with. Well, he might mess with Lorelei, but he wouldn't want to mate her. He has
seems
a problem.
To like Causes. Seems to like Causey as a friend.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, they get along as friends. They sit next to each other sometimes, and they preen a little bit. Although not lately. He's been off in the corner, and she'll come over and sit with me sometimes, but she's been sitting aloof with that. She's not handling the situation well either.
Well, they have neighbor cages, so they can talk when they are inside. Right, Cozy? Cozy's quite busy today.
Hey, Cause. What are you doing?
No afternoon nap, Cozy?
What are you doing there, little girl? I can't believe Jasmine has just decided to sit on me.
Oh, Jasmine, good girl.
Anything else would mean she'd have to get out of here, and she's just sitting there. Yeah, we're going to have in probably November 1st. We're not sure, but Eleanor brought up a great idea to have a special meeting about grief. So
yeah, it would be like a kind of memorial episode. So that it can be a space for people who have also lost feathered friends to come and remember them, and we can all support each other. And furry friends as well.
Yeah, one thing about the public, not many people will understand why the loss of a bird means so much.
Because if you've never known a bird and you don't know what they're like, people can't understand.
And unlike dogs and cats, they don't have unconditional love. I mean, if you were to really mistreat a bird, then they can stop caring about you. Right? So when you're dealing with conditional love, you have to be a little bit smarter about how you work with them. And love should be conditional on you being good to them. I mean, you should learn what they expect from you and be able to provide it. It was tough for Peaches because, she had rivals here, especially Sugar, but she kept me in line, and I did my best to make sure she didn't feel that I was leaving her behind or something. So I know she didn't feel that way. So.
Yeah, I think she understood.
She get a little testy with me sometimes. Okay, that's enough with the Sugar, all right? but yeah, I think it's a good idea to have a memorial meeting like that. Everyone to talk about who wants to can talk about their experiences with their birds.
Yeah. So we thought people could either write in beforehand and one of us can read out their story or their message, or people can come in on the Zoom and chat, or we can just do whatever. So options are open.
Pretty warm out there today. That's why we're inside, but you gotta get to see the general tenor of people. It's pretty, I call them people because they have such great, they have really strong personalities. So they're persons anyway, right, Snowball? Yeah. Get to see what it's like when they lose somebody. It's not a pleasant sight, actually, but I don't know how long it'll take for them to get over it. I know Snowball still isn't over Chloe, so, but that was his mate, so. Right, Snowy Bird? Hey, Jazz. Hey, Jazz. She has chosen to bond with Deb, so, she just took one look at Deb and that was that, so. Petting her a little bit more than average won't affect her because she's already bonded. But we're good friends.
A good girl today.
I think she's learned, hasn't she? Act up and you can't stay here. She wants to be here for the meeting. So. Feels strange not having Peach in my lap, though. She would have a fit if I didn't have her in the lap for a meeting. She would just
beep 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 beep
And sometimes just the she would leave the beeping out. Yeah.
That's when if she's really mad, that's when she does the straight ahs and no beeps.
Yeah, it got my attention when she did that. The first time she did that when I was going to have a meeting, I said, well, I better put paper down and bring her out. Not that I didn't want to, it's just you get doing technical things like putting on a meeting online and you don't think clearly. Right, baby? Yeah, I did her beak yesterday. She tends to overgrow right here and it gets really thin, so it's unsafe. I have to shorten it so it's not too thin. I don't want it to fracture. Yeah, were you going to say, Eleanor?
Oh, I was just going to say that it was kind of funny that Peaches had a corner cage when nobody could put Peaches in a corner because she was so outgoing.
Yeah, she sure loved that cage, though. Tried to put her in something else. I didn't think she would be happy. I mean, I tried different kinds of cages on her, and she only liked that one. Same thing happened with Chloe when she found this cage. She wouldn't get in any other cage. That was the only cage I could buy, so I bought it. Then it went through the fire and had to get powder coated. And we lost the door to it, so they made a new door, but the people who did it put round corners in, so I had to put these pieces across to make sure that Cecil didn't get his head stuck in there. But that's a heck of a cage, a California cage. Making a big enough mess. I better not ask him that question. He'll get started again. Huh? I'm sorry. Did I move? You don't want me to move, Cass? Yeah, I wish I'd left the iPad in here now. It wasn't really the iPad. I should have realized there's some kind of a new deal on the iPhones. If you leave something running in the background, it can do more than one channel at a time. So you'll end up with echoes and stuff. So you just have to be sure you don't do that. And it's happened in a couple of other podcasts. These guys have been around for a long time and they're going, where is that music coming from?
Oh, Jasmine's being such a good girl.
She's so sweet. Lots of personality, boy. She runs around and gets all wild sometimes. And have a good time, don't you? You just want to be hugged now. Just want to be hugged.
She's enjoying her time on your lap. It's her moment.
Yep. If Debbie were to walk through the door, she'd be off my lap and running up to Debbie. That's why I can pet her so much. Because it doesn't really make a difference here. Well, it makes us better friends, I would say, but that's about it. It isn't going to mate bond her, that's for sure. So if anyone wants to comment, maybe we'll put up a poll about this memorial meeting and see if everybody wants to do it.
Well, Goth42 has a question about sending you an external hard drive. So should they email you for the address or is it public?
It isn't public and we don't want it public. So yeah, you can email me for the address. Thank you. That's much appreciated. My brain does not respond like it should right now. I'm still grieving, so. You don't know the depth of your love until you lose somebody. That means you better stay healthy over there too, you big toad. I love that bird.
Oh, Bob's such a special boy. So misunderstood.
He's been through hell and back again, that boy. He brings a little hell with him too, but that's the way it goes. Kind of like that. Yes, Anne-Marie, that address is fine to give out for that. The one in Long Beach. But still, well, you just have to watch her, don't you? Look how intently he's watching Jasmine. It looks pretty casual, but he hasn't taken his eye off her for a while. Fascinating, huh? You're just like these serum cockatoos, don't you? It would be fun to get inside their head and see exactly what's going on. Never going to happen, but it would be fun. What are you doing, Kaz? Well, I guess that's a wrap for this meeting, and we'll see you guys again on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody, for
so nice to see the birdies.
Thanks for the meeting, Don.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and thanks for helping out.
And thanks everybody who was in the live chat. Nice to see you guys.
And we will see you all soon. As a last note, I've been working on the memorial video which is more of a documentary of her view of life than anything else. Seen through her eyes, the peachy world. I've been working on it. It's going to take a while. I'm not going to get it done overnight, that's for sure. The first 50 seconds of visual only took me 3 hours. And that's the only part I haven't written. Only part I have a script for. I got to move on and write more scripts. So anyway, folks, thanks a lot for coming. Thanks, Anne-Marie and Eleanor, for helping out. We will see you all later. That's a wrap. Goodbye, friends.